Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. We are very awesomely honoured to say hello to NoZoupForYou. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. I'm surviving. I'm
Good.
surviving.
Well, it's good to hear. Good to hear that. So, thank you for taking time out to join us on Meet CC. Um,
Anytime.
we're going to run through it dead easy. Nothing too strenuous at all for us to think about. So, obviously, in-game name we know you as NoZoupForYou. How long have
Yep.
you had that name for?
Wow. I'd say probably since the Xbox 360 came out. That was my first gamer tag for that. I'd originally wanted No Soup for You, being a huge Seinfeld fan. The soup was taken, the S, so I had to improvise and went with No Soup for You, and I just kind of kept it. And
Yeah.
I really when I started doing YouTube videos, I didn't think about really my gamer tag or anything like that. I just started using it and still use it. And you know, shortened for Zoop, obviously, it's a lot easier to say. But I mean, that's where it comes from. It's a Seinfeld reference, and yeah, I've had it for a long time. And if I could do it over again, would I use something else for content creation? I don't know, maybe. But it's funny because my online buddies, they just know me as Zoop now. They
Yeah.
don't even call me by my real name, Sean. It's just Zoop.
Yep.
So
It's same with me. Everyone just completely utterly oblivious when it's just TC. It's like
yep.
there are a few other letters after that, but hey, we'll go with that. How long have you been playing World of Warships for, and what is Zoop's favorite song? The favorite ship?
So I've been playing since closed beta. So what was that, like 6
5 years
years
ago,
ago? Yeah, five,
six.
6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I jumped in right around there. I think at the time the first premiums were Tier Pits and the Sims, which
Yeah,
you know,
Sims, Grammy, all those. Yeah.
and if I recall, I think even back then people didn't really care for the Sims because of the torpedoes on it. But since it
Yeah.
was a premium, it was awesome. And I think there was I think the Grimyashi was out as well. I think that was one of the other premiums you could get,
Yep.
if my memory serves me correctly. But
Yep.
it's like eons ago.
Yeah.
As far as favorite ships, I guess I would have to say it's destroyer related, and it
Oh.
depends on the day of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it used to be Yu Yang, but
Yep.
New Yang got hit by the Nerf bat pretty heavily, and
Yeah.
I've got a very soft spot for the gearing. Just because I've had it so long. I feel comfortable playing in the gearing. Even still, I mean, I do feel it's been power crept a lot.
Yep.
I mean, severely, but I can still do decent in it, and I just enjoy kicking back and playing it every now and then. So, even though we've got Summers out now, which is probably much better than the gearing,
Hmm.
yeah, I would say gearing.
Okay.
I guess that's my all-time favorite, and
Mm.
plus, just a classic destroyer. So,
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. I've only recently got the gearing myself, and I'm actually really enjoying it as well. Which of the tops do you choose? I've gone with a 16.5 myself. I quite like to keep people far away and just throw them over the side and see who's going in a straight line.
yeah, so I use the acceleration boost on it to get that extra speed out of it. So I go back and forth every now and then. I'll reset my captains just to keep things fresh and play around. And
Nice.
for a time, I did have the 16 kilometer torps on there, but you know, I I don't mind getting up and close, and
Hmm.
I like skirting pretty much. I guess kind of in the danger zone. So if you
Yep.
with the abundance of radar ships, I'll go close and test the waters, and I feel that extra 5 kilometers of speed. Actually, more than that now with the new modules. That reminds me, I have to
It's about I think it's like
add the.
10 knots, isn't it, when you add that
Yeah,
together?
I have to add that to my gearing now because I'll be honest, I haven't played it since that came out. I really haven't had much time to play as much as I used to with the twins now, but
Yep.
um, yeah, I'm gonna have to throw that on there, and I have a feeling it's gonna give a new look to a lot of destroyers that everyone used to play. So
honestly, I've switched a lot of my destroyers to it, and it is, you see the numbers roll up, and it's like these are going to be, these are going to be quick. These are going to be quick fish.
Well, when you have ships like Smallland out there that have 90-kilometer torps, I mean, it's getting, or not 90-kilometer, 90-knot torps. It's getting insane. I mean, it's like, all right, how fast can we go? You know, the torps can almost outrun airplanes. I mean, actually probably can outrun the fairy swordfishes. So
they can, yes.
It's like, all right, maybe we kind of got to cool it here and take a step back.
Yeah, just wind the dial back just a little bit.
Yeah, or at least buff the older destroyers that just
yeah,
power creep to oblivion. I mean, give them a new reason to be in the game, whether it be I mean, you look at U.S. destroyers and anti-aircraft was their specialty.
Yeah, it was.
You got ships. Yeah, you got ships like the Laffy out there that survived kamikaze attacks. So I know we've given European destroyers the anti-aircraft, like the awesome anti-aircraft, and ships like Friesland. But it's like, no, that belongs on the U.S. Navy destroyers. So maybe a little buff. I don't know. Wargaming. Throw me a bone here. Throw me a bone. Revitalize the old lines.
Yeah. Hint, Wargaming. We need hint. Do you want one thing I'm going to pick up on that I think is really awesome? Changing your captains to keep it fresh. That's actually absolutely spot on. That's an awesome idea. That I've never actually thought of that. I've always just that's my captain and gone with it. I guess changing it and just changing the skills around gives you a total different play. So
absolutely, it makes the ship totally different, or it can on a lot of the ships. So yeah, I guess the only thing that would hinder someone from doing that is lack of resources, because obviously most people don't want to pay 500 doubloons to reset their captains. But if you got extra captains around, you can always switch them around and.
I suppose one thing to remind people of is obviously you don't have to spend the doubloons. You can just do the 200,000 credits and then use your elite commander XP to boost them up.
Absolutely. And most of the players that have an abundance of tier 10, 19-point captains are accruing that commander XP anyways. So yeah, it's not that bad.
True. What other games outside of Warships can we find Zoup on? What sort of stuff do you enjoy?
Right now, not much, but so on weekends, I've got 3 gamer buddies that I play with almost exclusively. They're not Warships players, but Snoov is one of them. Timber Guy's another, and I've been playing with him since the 360 days. And Rebel Forged, three really good guys. So we played PubG for about the past year. Well, no, not even the past year, longer than that. Whenever PubG came out, we started playing that. So a lot of love for PubG. And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, and I feel strange loving a Call of Duty game again. So
yeah,
we started playing that, and we would play a couple rounds until we got frustrated from netcode issues and getting killed around corners or just getting absolutely pwned. So that would be our warm up for PUBG. Then we move over to PUBG and try and get that chicken dinner. But now that Call of Duty Warzone came out, we tried that. I was able to sneak in about an hour's worth a couple weeks ago, and I'm fairly impressed by it. So I'm looking forward to these twins actually sleeping through the night so I can start gaming on the weekends again.
Yeah,
so, yeah, that's where I am mostly, PUBG and right now Call of Duty.
I'm a bit infamous in PUBG, unfortunately. I ran over Stats Block and then I killed Flambas with the same car as well. In my defense, I wasn't actually there.
We sometimes we play to win, and when we do, we usually win, and sometimes we play to just have fun. And when we do that, I've never laughed as hard as I have during that game. So I think I've thrown up a couple of PUBG videos out there. So I think I got 1 or 2 on my channel floating around. One of them I think was a medley of funny moments, and one of them was just a pretty good win. So
Awesome. Well, links will be in the description, obviously, for all of Zoups' channels when we get down there. How would you describe your content? I've got to admit, when I watch your content, the big thing that stands out to me is brutal honesty, which is, you really, you can see the passion, but you also can immediately get the honesty of what you're talking about, which is phenomenal. I really do admire that.
Yeah, and it's changed over the past 5 years, I guess, and it's interesting watching myself evolve because in the beginning, um, I was doing a lot of stuff for Wargaming North America. They'd come to me and they'd ask, "Hey, can you do this type of video? Can you do a beginner video?" And in the beginning, it was mostly tutorials and videos like that, which when the game's new, it makes sense to do that. And right now, no longer does it because it's all already been done. Tutorial videos are already out there. But in the beginning, I think the majority of people thought I was a wargaming employee because I was doing so much stuff for them just as a favor. And we had a really close relationship with Wargaming North America, the folks there, back when Super Nico Corgi was there, and Trevzor and Quima Pueblos. And then obviously Austin, they moved to Austin, and most of them didn't go. And the crew there was still good, but there's been a lot of turnover, a lot of change, and the game during that time has changed a lot too.
Yeah.
And so while in the beginning, I think as a content creator, and I'm being brutally honest right now, just this is, and I think most content creators go through this. In the beginning, I was basically doing Wargaming's bidding. And I still love the game. But back then it was like, all right, I'm new, I'm not established. I'm still trying to get my name out. I want to do everything I can to do that. So I think a lot of my content then was focusing more on the rosy aspects of things, just the sunshine and daisies. And
yeah,
it was like, I don't want to make wargaming mad. I just want to sow the seeds and, get to a point. And over time, just with the changes in the game, and I think becoming more established as both a CC and a YouTuber, or part-time YouTuber, it's just like, okay, tired of doing the more shill type stuff. I think it's time to be a little more honest with myself and the direction of the game and what's going on. And I've noticed in my videos, like as of late, I don't want to say I feel like I've been negative, but there's been a lot going on that I just don't feel has been good. And a lot of, I think a lot of the CCs probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
No. So I think now I'm at a point where, I'm going to do my own thing. The game's been out 5 or 6 years. Love being a CC, but I also want to be honest with my followers.
Yep.
And if something's not right, I want to say it's not right. If I feel I don't like a ship, I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore in a nice way. I'm going to be more blunt with it and just say, hey, look, man, you should spend your money elsewhere because this thing's a dumpster heap or it's not good for the game.
Yeah. And you know what? That's, like I said, that's what I admire about your more recent videos. The fact that it is literally, there you go. That's the honest gut opinion of what it is. It's not, let's not beat around the bush. Let's not say, well, it's got this and it's got that. It's black or white. It's one or the other. It's either yes or no. And if it doesn't, we've got to call it out.
And I think based on my circumstances and the fact that, this isn't a full-time gig for me. This is very much a hobby and a part-time thing. Brevity is kind of one of my bigger focuses, just, trying to get to the point because I don't have the time to put out a 30 or 40-minute video. And I know a lot of my followers don't have time to watch a 30 or 40-minute video. So I think the average attention span is like 30 seconds. If you get past that, if you get the hook and you can get past that, you're doing pretty good. So, getting the information out as quickly and as understandably as possible, I think is important. So, yeah.
So moving on then, what quote would be in your school yearbook? What's the Zoups quote?
Oh God. My quote now. Right now it's survive. I don't know. Just survive. That's how I feel right now. Just it's we were talking before this. I told you that we're
Yep.
surviving, my wife and I, and we're learning with kids. Excuse me. It's very much a plus one type of thing. If you have
Yep.
one kid, you've got two parents, and that frees up one parent to do whatever they need to. They can just dump the kid off on someone else. With twins, you very much need a third person there,
Yep.
which we don't have right now because everything going on. And
Yeah.
so if both of them are crying at the same time,
Yep.
I mean, there's days where it feels like we're feeding them 24/7. Even right now, I'm worried. I can hear one upstairs, and I'm worried that my wife might be trying to deal with two at the same time, and any moment she's going to scream down, "I need help." But yeah, survive.
Survive.
Survive is my quote right now. That'll change, I'm sure, in a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, right now that's the mantra: survive.
I can appreciate that. Let's. So, what's your favorite band or song? What do you listen to? What's your go to? What do you listen to? What's just
You
that
know
song?
that this one's a tough one, and I can't say I really have a favorite band or a single favorite song. I mean, it almost changes monthly. I mean, I've
Mhm.
I've got my go tos that I absolutely love, and I'll listen to like U2 where the streets have no name, absolute classic, love it. Foo Fighters,
Oh yeah.
love Foo Fighters, gotta love the Foo. They've got some great songs. Times
Mhm.
Like These is probably one of my favorite songs
Yeah.
ever, and actually the acoustic version of it is probably one of my favorite songs. um yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's tough. And being a very much a child of the 80s and 90s, and being a teenager in the 90s, a lot of one hit wonders too, a lot of
Yes.
off bands that just they were
Came.
there. Yeah, like Butthole Surfers and
Mm,
Pepper and stuff
yeah.
like that. Deep Blue Something, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Gin Blossoms aren't a one-hit wonder, but love the Gin Blossom.
Yeah.
Basically, bands from the '90s. Just
There we go.
yeah,
Bands from the
off.
90s.
Yeah, and we've still got some around too. Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So
Yep.
yeah, I can't say I have one favorite band or one favorite song, but I've got a lot of favorite bands and a lot of favorite songs that I'll go back to depending on how I feel. Very,
Nice.
very eclectic taste in music, I guess.
Yeah. Nice. That just as a quick quote as well. That's something that a lot of the CCs have got in common. None of us. So far, there's only been Jingles and Krieger have been the only ones who turned around and said, "I like this." Everyone else has said, "You know what? Whatever takes my fancy, I listen to. It can be classic, it can be rock, it can be indie, it can be pop, it can be rap, anything." And it's just like, wow. So hey, we're starting to define a type, which is quite interesting.
Well, I think when jingles got started, who was big back then? Mozart, Beethoven. No, I'm kidding. I love you,
Oh,
jingles. I love you, jingles.
oh, that's staying. Um, do you know what? I was gonna say a joke that's usable. You've just done it, so
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I did have a couple saved up for
go
this.
for it.
At least I think they're usable.
Go for it.
What's Snoop Dogg use an umbrella for?
Go on.
Faux drizzle.
Oh,
What does Snoop Dogg wash his clothes with?
go on.
Bleach.
Oh, what?
Those are probably the most PG jokes I know right now.
We'll
Uh,
leave them. We'll
yeah,
we'll take them. That's good. I like it.
yeah.
So, you've got Twitch. I've seen you streaming. You've got your
Yep.
obviously you've
It's
got the. You,
I do have Twitch. It's been a long time, and that's my other two gaming buddies there. Actually, my former first line leader in the army, Lieutenant
wow.
Colonel, we'll call him Night Rod, and another major who is now Captain Sappy because someone changed his name through a online donation. But I play with them, or I used to play every other Thursday before I had the twins, and we'll start that back up again. But yeah, that's usually when you can find me on Twitch every other Thursday when I'm streaming. And yeah, so very much a very, very part-time streamer. I do it more just just for fun.
Yeah.
It's a time for me to hang out with them and just kind of connect in a very casual, have bourbon or beer and just shoot the ship
Yep.
type setting. Although I did just hit 5,000 followers, oddly enough,
Hey.
but before I took this little extended break. So when I come back, I'm going to have a lot of ships to give away that Wargaming is going to be kind enough to give to all of us for hitting that milestone. So
That's awesome. Congrats. Well done.
yeah, looking forward to that. Don't know when it's going to be, but nice ship giveaway coming soon, some point.
Yeah, soon TM.
So.
Where else can people find your content? Because obviously you've got the YouTube channel. You've just gone past. Are you nearly 30,000 subscribers on there? Aren't you?
Closing in on that. Getting close. Which honestly, if you told me 5 years ago I'd be at this point, just completely shocked because again, this. I've got a career outside of here. The two actually, if you count the reserves. So time is a precious commodity that I really don't have, but. I feel that I've accomplished something there, and I'm very proud of where I've got. And for the most part, I feel I've done it, not being a jerk or anything. Trying to be as kind to all players as I can. So yeah, I'm happy where I'm at, and very surprised and humbled by it. So.
That's awesome. Well, I'll pop all the links in the description of the video.
Well, thank you. And you can find me on Twitter also, NoZoupForYou _ There's an underscore after that. And got a Facebook page too, and around Facebook, hanging out. So yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere and nowhere.
Well, we'll sort all of that out to make sure that goes in for you. Thank you very, very much for taking your time out to join us on this. I really do appreciate it, especially when you got both arms full at the minute as well.
Yeah, so. Speaking of both arms, with these twins, there's been a couple rounds recently where I've been playing one-handed because one of them will start crying, so I'm basically holding it like this, and I've got the other hand just and so I'll have to let go of the mouse and maneuver the ship, and it's quite interesting trying to play like that one-handed. I've had rounds where I've actually done decent doing that, and then rounds like earlier I was playing the Orkin, and I got in a gunfight with another destroyer, and I'm like, this isn't going to go well. I had my son in my arm, and he was just crying. He's just at the top of his lungs. I'm like, can I put him on my legs or just toss him on the ground real quick? And you're like, no, you can't do that, obviously. So I'm just holding there. I'm like, all right, please, can I survive this? And of course I didn't, and I go upstairs all upset. And my wife's like, "Why are you upset? It's just a game." And I'm like, "Well, you gotta understand. When stuff like that happens, it's not myself I'm upset about. It's the teammates that were depending on me that now have one less destroyer and everything else. But I'm sure I'm not the only dad who's done this or is going through it, or mom for that matter.
There is one question that somebody has actually asked me specifically for you.
Yeah, sure.
And this was off the back of a tweet that you put out.
Uh-oh.
Have you had any more Punamis?
Yes. So we learned with my son Benjamin, and I haven't even had time to say this on my own channel. He doesn't have constipation. He just does not like to poop.
Oh.
So he basically holds it in as long as he can. And that's why he does like the whole back arching, and why he's constantly hurting and has gas, because he doesn't want to poop. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. So every 48 to 60 hours, when he can't hold it anymore, you can imagine what happens. And we've got the brunt of it before. I mean, babies are strange. When something has to leave their body, I mean, it just... on the wall, in your hair, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And diaper can only hold so much. You can only hold so much in it. So it's almost like a ship. It's like displacement. So I guess he could float if he had to, but there's only so much room and only so many crevices in a diaper where poop can go. And my wife found that out last time he had a Punami, because it found the one avenue it could get out, and that decided to be the top of the diaper and all over his back. So I think we wound up throwing that that onesie away, which is okay because you know, it was a newborn and he's already outgrown that. I mean, the kids. My little girl, she's only like a half pound to a pound less than him, and she just feels so light compared to him. And he's just, I mean, he's got a huge noggin now, and just he feels like a freaking brick. And he's only 9 weeks. I'm like, good God, this guy's gonna be like a linebacker or something. Which, fine by me if he can play sports and support me. Yeah, but yeah, it's been fun times. You can see. You know, it's lovely when I get to play Warships now, and they actually let me play. So, yeah, good times.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy day, mate.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I enjoyed this. This was a nice break for me. I feel human again.
Good. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, guys. As always, Zoups details will be below. Go drop him a follow or a sub and anything that counts. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Take it easy.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.